Chapter 5. Michael woke up from a deep sleep to a loud, piercing sound. As he stood up in bed, rubbing his eyes, he realized that the sound had to be Otis yowling his head off. How could such a little kitten make so much noise? Was he sick? Michael stumbled through the dark apartment into the family room and found Mom next to Otis's bed. She was petting him and speaking softly, trying to calm him down. "Go back to sleep, Michael," she whispered. "He'll be fine." Michael was so tired he didn't argue. He headed straight to his room and climbed back into his bed. As he fell asleep, he thought he might have been wrong about Otis and Pete being perfect for each other. How could Pete or anyone deal with a cat that yowled all night long? It wasn't going to be easy to find a home for a noisy kitty. The next morning, he realized he had been right about one thing. Mia was thrilled when she woke up and discovered that Otis was there. The second she spotted the kitten on his little blanket bed on the couch, she squealed and ran straight toward him. Otis leapt as his feet then froze. His hair stood up and he arched his back. When Mia reached for him, he jumped off the couch and scurried across the floor and hid under the side table. Mia knelt down, looked under the table. "Here, kitty." Mia, sweetie, Mom said, "You need to give him a little time. He's still getting used to us. Let's let him hide down there for a while. He needs to have a quiet, safe place to go when he feels scared." "Otis doesn't like loud noises," Michael said as he swirled a spoon through his cereal. Mia looked at him doubtfully. "Peter said so. We have to be careful." "I'll be careful," Mia said. She sat down at the table and began to eat her oatmeal. "Pete also said he needs a bath." "Oh, I can help," Mia said immediately. "And can Cameron come over to help too?" "I don't know," Michael began. "That might be too much for Otis." "I think it's fine," Dad answered as he sat down with his coffee. "You can probably use the extra hands. Most cats don't like water." "Great," Mia smiled happily. "I'll ask her at school." Michael frowned at Dad. Then he looked at Otis. The kitten was still under the table, but now he was busy playing. He rolled around on his back and his paws stretched wide as he grabbed a tassel on the rug and nibbled at it. He looked happy. Maybe Dad was right. Maybe it wasn't such a big deal if both Mia and Cameron helped with his bath. Later that day, as they walked home from school, Michael reminded Mia and Cameron about how timid and shy Otis could be. "And remember what Dad said," he told Mia. "We'll have to take it slow with the bath thing. Cats don't like water." "Most cats," Mia corrected him, "but jaguars love water. They swim and play in the water all the time. Maybe Otis is like a jaguar." "Yeah, maybe," Cameron agreed. Michael shook his head as he opened the door to their brownstone building. Mia was always full of facts about the great cats. "Find Otis," he told her. "Try to pet him and keep him calm. He needs to be relaxed." As the girls ran into the apartment, Michael added, "I'll get stuff ready for the bath." During computer time at school, Jackson and Michael had looked up how to give a cat a bath. Now he looked over the list. They made one more time. It doesn't sound too hard as long as you planned on getting wet. Still, Michael had no idea how Otis would react. Mom had set up a few old towels. Michael rounded up some baby shampoo, a little comb, and a plastic cup for pouring amounts of water on Otis. Check, check, check. There was everything on the list. They were just about to get all set. Michael started the bath water and held his hand under to make sure it wasn't too warm. They didn't need much water. Otis was so small. He turned off the faucet and headed for the family room. "Hey, where are you?" he called. He hoped Otis hadn't managed to run away like Callie had. That calico cat had been a real escape artist. In here, Michael. Michael's followed Mom's voice to Mia's room. When he looked in, he saw Otis sleeping in Mia's lap. Cameron was petting the creamy fur under his chin. The girls are trying to soothe Otis before his bath, Mom said. Good, replied Michael. We need to keep him calm and work fast. Otis barely opened his eyes when Michael lifted him and carried him into the bathroom. Michael gently lowered Otis into the tub as Mia and Cameron crowded around. Otis's eyes popped open, and instant his paws hit the water, and he crouched down with a loud yowl, ready to leap out. What happened? Why am I wet? I don't like it. Mia, can you keep him in here without hurting him? Michael asked. Of course, Mia said. She reached forward to hold him just behind his front legs. Otis let out a tiny meow. It's okay, boy. We'll make this nice and quick. I just need to get you wet so I can wash some of this crusty stuff off of you. Michael and Jackson had read that cats really need baths since they clean themselves, but Otis was really dirty. The fur on his belly was sticky and matted. Michael guessed it might have been dried ketchup from the fast food bag. He took the plastic cup and poured the water over Otis's back. Would the kitten try to jump out, or would he yowl again, the way he had in the middle of the night? What a good cat, Cameron exclaimed. He didn't even flinch. He reached forward and scratched behind the ears. Michael had agreed. He could hardly believe it. Otis stood quietly while Michael lathered his fur with the shampoo. He seemed to like Cameron's petting. He even tilted his head so she can get behind his ear. He was so tiny when he was wet, Mia said. And I thought he looked scrawny before, Cameron said. He's just a small fry. He'll get bigger, Michael thought to her. Mia laughed. Very funny, Michael. Huh? Michael wasn't sure what she meant. He was focusing on rinsing Otis. Remember when we found him in the elevator? Mia asked. It smelled like fries, and you just called him small fry. Get it? Michael rolled his eyes. Small fry. Cameron let out a hearty laugh. She leaned her head into the tub, putting her nose right up in Otis's face. Are you a small fry, Otis? She asked in a baby voice. Otis opened his eyes wide and let out a hiss. Too close, get away. The kitten's ears went back and he whipped out his paw. Cameron did not even have a chance to get out of the way.